Well, good, Dan. Welcome once again to Moments with Dr. Steve. I'm Dr. Steve Bonenberger, and a bit ago I started thinking about the fact that I have created enough material in my life that if I were to spend the majority of my days from today forward reciting the pieces that I've written, it would probably occupy the remainder of my time here on planet Earth. That's both a frightening and a daunting and then an exciting challenge for me. And so I made up my mind that I was going to start doing that. And Mondays are biblical wisdom days when I'm speaking through the scripture. Tuesday's the writer's covenant day when I'm teaching you how to write. Wednesdays are going to be about the way out and genius path, those great reinventive, course corrective kind of moments. Thursdays are going to be about Through Gates of Fire, my first novel series. And Fridays will be about Akeldima, the saga, which is my great epic creative work. But today, the opus of my life in terms of teaching and thought production and personal reinvention is The Way Out. You can go to stalegius.com, you can make a contribution to the ministry, and you can start. And so today we're going to remind you why I wrote this piece. I wrote this piece because I work with troubled families. I work with distressed human beings. I work with very broken adolescents. I work with people whose lives have derailed. I've been doing it 40 plus years, ladies and gentlemen. And hopefully in that period of time and listening to thousands and thousands of hours of conversation and, lament and then power with people, the prayer is that you begin to learn something. And what I learned is a few things. And I have placed the learnings and the course correction patterns in The Way Out, which is really a prescriptive remedy for reinvention. It's a prescriptive remedy for reinvention. And so we shall start by letting you know that families are in distress. You already know that, don't you? There are millions of people right now that are uncertain. There are economic and spiritual and even personal apocalypses happening right now in families' lives. And communities are in transition. You know that, don't you? You see it happen, and it's almost without exception. It's almost like that someone has decided that your life that was the perfect pastoral scene, this bucolic, setting, it cannot exist any longer. And so that bit by bit is not just being broken up, it's being exploded. And so what we know is that there is a shrinking that is happening in terms of and an erosion of personal confidence. And into this spiritual emptiness and into this spiritual vacuum, you have to introduce some way of hope. And so for the young and old, for the bright and the dim-witted, for those that are present emotionally and those that are absent emotionally, we suggest to you that there is, in fact, a positive diagnosis. We suggest to you, and on Wednesdays, we will, in our progression, work chunk by chunk through The Way Out. Now, if you would like to talk to us, if you'd like to discuss your setting with us, we would love to hear from you. Go to stalegius.org and send us a note. We don't share information with anybody, but just give us an update of where you are with your life. We're building a community that cares. We're building a community of creatives that absolutely bring the next new things into the world. We're bringing a community of pastors and lay leaders that have been absolutely placed into exile together. We're bringing those of you that have been pushed out of church for whatever reason back into a spiritual community. If you want to talk to us, send us a note. Till next time, I'm Dr. Steve Bonenberger, and this is Moments with Dr. Steve. Travel far.